Howdy everybody. This will probably be a super short video. All I did today was do some basic preparations and absolute final checks for lifting the boiler up and putting it into position on the chassis. It's late in the evening and everything's set, so I'm just going to go to bed, and after work tomorrow night I'll place the boiler on the chassis. No sense rushing things. I enjoy taking my time with this project. I do it for enjoyment, so that's my philosophy anyway. Tonight, let me show you something. This is kind of cool. I have these 2x4 steel pieces with casters on them, great big huge casters that can support a lot of weight, and that's what I have my wooden locomotive stand on. I built those. You might recognize that color green. I had that made when I bought my 1236 lathe. In order to put it in position, I had basically a 2x4 tubular steel arrangement, sort of a ladder type arrangement made, had it welded up at one of the local shops, and they made those end pieces that unbolt. You can see those big half-inch bolts that come through the frame of it. That's where these things will bolt up, so I can use them for both purposes. The lathe is bolted to the concrete now, so I don't need to move it, so it makes a handy outrigger for moving the locomotive stand. Anyway, what I did tonight, I bolted down the steam dome there that the throttle is in because I didn't want that flopping loose while I'm lifting up the boiler. I put my homemade mountaineering type sling lift. I tried a couple different things, and I like this arrangement the best. These are some helicopter tie-down pieces here, and from the floorboards from the helicopters I used to fly when I was in the service. And that's a bunch of parachute cord that's made into a lanyard to lift up the boiler, and that is a kind of a remnant from my mountaineering days from when I was in high school. And it's a good sling. It balances pretty evenly and it's all on and ready to go. So it'll lift up. I got this 3-ton chain hoist that I use to lift it. It's not a very heavy piece of gear. The boiler itself, a couple 100 pounds. I think Marty Knox said it was about 225 pounds. So that's ready to lift. I do have my copper RTV laid out to seal the smoke box before I place the boiler in place. The cylinder drain actuating lever is still released so I can get to the bolt holes underneath the saddle. I double checked everything here and made sure all the cotter keys, washers, everything was in place. My solder joints for my oil pipes there, you can see the one that I redid, and just double checked everything. Oh, and also laid out, because when I've got the boiler suspended in the air over the chassis, I'm going to need to put the gas supply tube in place. So that's what this is, and I've got it ready to go to the burner, and when the boiler is suspended up in midair, I'll be able to put that in place. So just some basic things ready to go, and I'll be able to lift it up and put it in place tomorrow. I thank y'all for watching, and I will keep you posted as I make progress.